Hey everyone, Egman here with another video, and oh, what's this? 2 videos in one day? Wow, man, Eggman must love you guys so much. Yeah, I got up early because I thought, you know what, maybe Bandai will do something special today because it's Friday, and guess what? They did. So they actually dropped a whole lot of cards, and I don't actually have enough time to cover all of them, so I do just want to go over this Universal 2 Volume 2, or Universal Onslaught Volume 2 announcement. They just kind of go through some of the archetypes and they just drop a bunch of new cards, including the Boo stuff, which seems really interesting. So we're going to just go through here real quick. And then I think tomorrow, if you look at the card list, they just pretty much dropped all the other red blue stuff. So we can just go through that like tomorrow or something. But today we're just going to look through this announcement and go from there. So I'm not going to go through. I'm not going to read this whole thing. They do a really good job at writing these though, and I really like them. So if you have a time to go through it, I would. But I'm just going to look through the new cards. So let's see. I guess first they showed some more Invoker cards, including this Vegeta. So this has Barrier, Deflect, Energy Exhaust, and Invoker. So this one's pretty tricky to get rid of compared to the Frieza, just because the Frieza would you know it doesn't have any protection, but the Frieza also has the potential to be swapped out with the Frieza swap. So like there's some give and take, but I think this card's good, and just being able to have like an Invoker that sticks out there is really good. And they show that you could use this new Beerus to you know combo with, and so you have an energy open, so you have Invoker like on turn 3. So that's really nice. And this is what counterplay, right? Yeah. So you could like do that and everything. So that's cool. Next, they're going to go through like some of the yellow green stuff. So we have this Cell Devourer of the Masses. So this is the successor for 1 green, 1 yellow. And when you play this card with successor, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring Barrier KO. Then your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and places in their drop area. And then also when this card is removed from barrier by your opponent's skill or KO, draw 3 cards. Luckily, this isn't KO'd by your own skill or something like that, because you could just use Successor on itself and then you get to draw 3. That'd be really stupid. But yeah, you just pretty much have the 6 drop that your opponent really doesn't want to KO because you get card advantage. But if you don't, then you can go into like a bigger Successor next turn or something like that. So that's really nice. This seems like a good card and really will help out the Successor. I'm really worried about Successor being like a bit OP, because you can just like keep successing into the same thing. So hopefully that's not too broken doing that. We also have this Topo. So this is 6 drop with Barrier Successor. When you play this card or is placed in your drop area from your battle area by a skill, choose one of your opponent's battle cards ignoring Barrier Negate skill, then KO it. So this is something you can like loop into itself. So you can use this use 2 Successor, pop something, and then you can just pay another 2 and then Successor onto itself again, and then it's removed from the battle area by a skill. Let's see. Yeah. Because this doesn't say, when you play this card, or it is placed in your drop area by your battle skill. So you can just Successor into another thing, and so one of these kills 2 cards by itself, and then if you like play a third one, or play a second one, you pop 3 things for 4 energy, ignoring their skills and barrier. So that seems pretty good. I think this I mean we'll really see if green yellow takes off, but this seems like a universally good card in that kind of thing. We also have this this Android 7, or the Super 17. You're not supposed to read it, but here I'm going to go for it. If your lead card is an Android card, when this card attacks or is placed in your drop area from your battle area by a skill, draw 1 card, then choose up to one of your opponent's cards and switch it to rest mode. So yeah, this isn't too bad. Being able to like draw a card every time this swings is nice, and then you can like play it. So play it, swing, draw a card, something to rest, and then use another Successor on top of it, and then you get what? Then you get another draw, and then you put another card to rest mode. So that's not too bad. It replaces itself, and it goes like even, and then you rest 2 of your opponent's cards. So yeah, and a lot of these have barrier, which is really intimidating. That you have this big which means you can Successor easily into other things too. Okay, here's Android and Cell. Triple Strike. So this kind of reminds me of like the the old Big Cell, that the hand destruction. But so this is Successor for 4 up to 9. So that's a little bit easier. So you can't just like successor into this twice easily on one turn. But if your leader card is Android card, when you play this card with successor, your opponent reveals their hand, choose up to 3 battle cards in their hand, place them in their drop area, then choose up to one of your opponent's leader cards and negates its non-keeper skill for duration of the turn. So you can just like what I've been seeing a lot of people say, oh, you can just like shut off all their surge abilities and then they don't have any defenses, right? Like if you're playing against the green red Broly that says like KO a card, you can just say, oh, I play the cell. You can't use your surge abilities anymore. You're not as safe as you think you are. So that's really nice. I think this is a really powerful card, and kind of would rival the other cell. And what this? Can you play this with the? Okay, we're looking it up. Let's see. Let's see. We're doing it live. Okay, this one. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so place one Android 18 from your hand under this card. Choose up to one cell from your deck and place on top of this card. Shuffle your deck afterwards. And this doesn't say... Okay, when you play this card with successor. Okay, I'm dumb. I can't read. But, I mean, you can still get this out for free, and you get this big 30k triple strike, right? Eh? Okay. And then we also have this new Android Quick Sweep Android 17. So permanent, if you have a cell card in play, increase the energy cost of this card by 2. We need an update. I don't kind of jumped the gun on the last video. We don't have a hard ruling that says that your leader card is in play. I believe it is, and I think they're probably going to update the rules for it. But currently, the only references have been to battle cards, so it's a bit of a gray area. But I think we're going to have to wait for Bandai to update it. But if it is just a cell leader in your battle leader or in your leader area, this is just crazy. Oh wait. But you wouldn't want that, would you? Because then this would just be a 3-drop always if you have a cell leader. Because this doesn't say, increases card energy cost by 2 while it's in play. So maybe it is just battle cards. I'm not sure, but it also just being able, if you play this for 1 and then it becomes a 3-drop, that's really nice. Well. If a permanent doesn't specify where it increases, then I believe it's only in the battle area, right? Yes, okay. So maybe that's true too. I don't know. This card is a ruling mess for me right now. But assuming like you play this for 1 and then it becomes a 3 for successor, that's great. And active main for 2 or for 1 green. If there are no cards in your battle area, play this card from your drop area. Okay. So maybe that's also the thing. You put this in your drop area where it isn't at 1 cost. I don't know. This card looks good though. So being able to just go into successor stuff, and that's nice. We already talked about this Topo. Okay, finally. All right, we've got these Majin Buu cards. We're gonna look at the leader first. So we got this Bibbidi, and I think this is the first Bibbidi leader too. But when this card attacks, draw 1 card, and this card gains plus 5k power for duration of the turn. And when you have no cards in hand, you may draw 3 cards, choose 2 cards in your life, add them to your hand, then flip this card over. So this is a really weird, one, unique, which I really like, really unique awakening condition where you take life to awaken. That's never been the case ever. I mean, like, Wish Leaders kind of, but like strictly you have to do this. But the idea, I think, about this deck is that you either have 5 cards in hand or 0 cards in hand at any time. So no cards in hand is a really unique thing. And then on the awakened side, if you have no cards in your hand at the end of your turn, just straight up draw 5. So this is kind of like what the green Broly leader was like. But you could just do this. I mean, essentially you could do this with 0 energy, or 0. What is it? 6 cards in life, because you have to. You can't have any. You can't be awakened with any more than 6 because you have to take 2 to awaken. But and then active main, choose 1 card in your hand and place it in your drop area. Choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards with any cost 2 or less and place it under this card, or this card gets plus 5k power for duration of the turn. So both super nice, being able to remove cards for, like, if there are like extra cards stuck in your hand and you really want to dump your hand and start again, that's fine. The only bad thing is that like you have to randomly get cards, so if you need like negates and stuff, you don't have them guaranteed. So that I can see that being kind of risky. There's 2 more Majin Buus. Active main, if all your energy is black and you have no cards in your hand, you place this card in your owner's drop area, choose 1. Choose one black Majin Buu card with energy cost three or four in your drop area and play it. Or if you have 3 or more energy, choose up to one black Majin Buu with energy cost between 3 and 6 in your drop area and play it. Yeah, so this is really good. So this is just helps you get to this guy super quick. Yeah, so you play this, you drop all the cards in your hand somehow, and then if you have 3 or more energy, you just go into the 6 drop. And the 6 drop says this can't be removed from your battle area by your opponent's skills, so you can just plop it down. And then when this card is in rest mode, your opponent can't use non-leader card skills to add cards from their deck to their hand. So that's super good. And then also active battle for 3. This card gets plus 10k power and triple strike for duration of the turn, which is also not once per turn. But let's say you like swing with this, so your opponent can't like draw cards. Then you can just like pump it for 3 the next turn. Like you can just give it some defense without having to like have specific cards in your hand, right? So that seems good. And it's just skills to add cards from the deck to the hand, which I'm assuming also means drawing, right? So you can't like draw cards with cards. So yeah, this seems like a really interesting archetype. We'd have to get it more fleshed out, but traditionally, like also like a lot of like the black archetypes work really well with each other because they don't. You just need like a black leader, so. You know, there's a chance that this card can be really good, and the fact like this can like pseudo like fill a drop area, and then you can like be really set up for overwhelm too. Like this, I could see this being really aggressive as well, because you could like swing with Bibbidi, get draw 1 plus 5k, dump your hand, maybe like double your hand but 1, so you just fill up your drop area with 4 cards. You can overwhelm something, and then you can awaken, draw 3, and then just like go from there. Yeah, this seems like an interesting archetype, and I'll be interested to see who can break it and everything. So that's gonna be it for me. Let me know what you guys think about these cards. There's a lot more to talk about. I just didn't get to them today because it's still like early and before work. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think of these new cards, what you think of the new Buu leader and like weird no hand archetype, and I'll catch you all next time.